You already know about list and tuples. But did you know there is another sequence type in Python that looks invisible? It doesn't store values like list but still acts like one. That's the range. And today we will explore how exactly it works. Hello learners, welcome to your learning hub, the Learning Loop. I am Swati Sharma and this is the 13th video of my beginner friendly Python course series. And if you haven't checked out my previous videos yet, I would highly recommend you to go back and check those out so you are all caught up. In today's video, we will explore our last and fourth sequence data type, range. So, without a further ado, let's dive in. Let's quickly first understand what is range in Python. Range is a sequence data type that represents sequence of numbers. But unlike list and tuples, it doesn't store those numbers in memory, but generates them whenever it is needed. Let's understand with an example. I'll be using Spider to showcase my example today. Let's discuss the syntax before. The very most basic syntax that we would be using for range would be range, round brackets, and between these round brackets, we would give the stop index, let's say in our example 5. So let's say I gave range, then I gave round brackets, and I give the stop index 5. Now this means that you start the numbers from index 0 until the index number 4. So the 5, the index number that I have given in this round brackets will not be included for that particular range. If you want to have the numbers until 4, then you need to give the stop index as +1, that's 5. Let's print it and see what it exactly shows. So I write print, and I'm going to convert this to list. So I will write list keyword so that it is changed, and I will write range, and then I give 5. So I'm just gonna run it, and in the console here you can see it has given me the list of numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see the 5 that I have written here is not been included. So let's say you want to print numbers until 10, then obviously it should be range, round brackets, 11, because 11 will not be included. So please remember that. So as I said, this is a stop index. How range is written, the main syntax of the range would be, so the syntax of the range is range, then the round brackets, and then we have the start index, then we have stop index, and then we have step, telling after how many steps you need to include anything or any number. Start index, from which index number you need to start the sequence of numbers, and stop, from where at which index you need to stop. More or less the same way we have it for slicing, that extracted the elements from the list or tuples or strings. In this case, we are generating the sequence of numbers using start, stop, and step. But they work the same ways as we have discussed previously in our videos in slicing. So let's take another example. Let's say the step would be by default 1, which is let's say you have this numbers for this range, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this case, the default step is 1, that is 0, step 1, 1, step 1, 2, step 1, 3, step 1, 4. So I have not represented the step here, or even I have not written the start index because I'm taking the default values. If I do not give the start index and the step index, by default the start index would be from 0 and by default the step would be 1, and I just gave the stop index and it worked like a charm. Let's say I wanted to keep step as 1. I do not want to change that, but I want to start it from 2 and go until, let's say, 12. And I would say I give the start index, that's 2, and I will give the stop index as, because I want to go until 12 plus 1, 13. And I'm going to, again, print it in a list format. You can do it in the tuple format as well. I'm doing it in list. And I run it, and you can see this time it started the counting from 2 or generation of numbers from 2 and went until 12. Now, same ways, if I want to increase the step, let's say I wanted to print the table for 2 until the 10 or 20 or whatever. So I will write range, and then I write the start index, that's 2. Then the stop index, which is 21, because I want 10 items to be listed. And then I would write the step index, that's 2, because only then you would have the table for 2 printed, and you can see this has been successfully printed. You can also do this in the reverse direction. So if you have a step in a positive, as a positive number, it will always print in the ascending order, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Let's say I want to have it in a reverse direction. So we will do print, I will say list, I will say range. Now there are two ways. You can directly do it the range. You have to reverse. I will say 21, then 2, and then I will say -2. And let's print it, and you can see this has been printed in a reverse direction. Obviously the start index I've given is 21, and that's why it's taking like that. If I do 20 and I would do 1, so that the table for 2 is printed in reverse, you will see it's printed like this. Or what you can do is we can write multiple of 2, and then I give range. I'm going to store this in a variable. So I'm going to do list, and then I will say range 2, 21, 2, and I'm going to run it, and it has stored the value for multiple of 2. Let's print it and see what exactly is being run when we print that. And you can see it's the same output that we saw when we just simply use the range. The multiple of 2's have been printed, and let's say I want to reverse it. I will say write reverse multiples, and I would simply do, and I'm going to use slicing for this, and I'm going to do multiple of 2 square brackets because I want the whole range. So I'm going to skip it, and I'm going to write -1, run it, and let's print that. Once I run it, you can see this has been printed in the reverse direction. And we can see in our variable explorer as well, both are list type, and this is in a ascending order, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, and the reverse multiple is in a reverse order. You might be wondering, like, why exactly do we need range when we have list and tuples almost doing the same thing of storing multiple values inside a single variable? The answer to that is range doesn't actually store all those numbers in a memory. It just generates them when it is needed. So it helps us save the memory and overutilizing our RAM. Also, it helps us run the program a little more faster. Let's quickly recap what we have learned today. We started by understanding what exactly range is, and then we went over a few examples, understanding how we can create or declare range, different ways to declare them. We also understood why exactly do we need range when we have list and tuple doing the same thing. Before we wrap up, I would also like to go over what I would be covering in my next upcoming videos. Now that we have completed our sequence data types, from the next video, we will start diving into set data types, and we would be covering set data types in the next video. And once we have learned about that, we will go over frozen sets. That's it for today, guys. If you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram for daily Python tips. I will see you guys in next video. Until then, happy coding.